Hello everybody. Today we will answer some example problems under topic 2, first law and other basic concepts. For example 1, this is a simple problem. Let's read it. A candle is burning in a well-insulated room, taking the air, which is the air plus the candle as the system. Determine letter E if there are or if there's any heat transfer during this burning process, and letter B if there's any change in the internal energy of the system. Okay, so for the given, this is already the given, the figure. Okay, it's the figure of a candle burning inside the burning candle inside a well ventilated room. For the required, we're being asked whether letter A, whether is there heat transfer, and letter B, is there a, a change in the internal energy of the system, so delta U. For the solution, so we begin with the solution for letter A. Since this is a well-insulated room, the dashed lines indicate the boundary of the system and there's insulation. Therefore, uh, it's the insulation does not, let's assume that it does not allow any heat transfer. So since insulate, Q is 0. And for letter B, if there is any change in the internal energy of the system, uh, this is a candle burning, we can see that a part of the chemical energy is converted to sensible energy, but there's no net increase or decrease in the total internal energy of the system. Okay, so um, no net increase or decrease in the total energy of the system. Therefore, delta U is 0. Okay, so that's for example 1. For example 2, we're given another situation. Let's read it. A potato, initially at room temperature, at 25 degrees, is baked inside an oven that is maintained at 200 degrees, as shown below or shown in the picture. So the oven also has an insulation. Is there any heat transfer during this baking process? Okay, let's write the given. You're given the figure, just a baking potato. Okay, and then for the required, we're being asked if there is Q in this process, this baking process. For the solution, actually this problem is incomplete. It's not well defined. But let's assume that our system is the potato. Is the potato. And the potato skin is the boundary, system boundary. Okay? So with this assumption, since there's a temperature difference between the potato and the oven, there's a driving force, which is the temperature difference. Therefore, there is Q. Temperature difference is the driving force. for heat transfer. For heat transfer, therefore, there is Q. Okay, so that's the answer. That's it for example 2. Let's try example 3. A rigid tank contains a hot fluid that is cooled while being stirred by a paddle wheel. Initially, the internal energy of the fluid is 800 kilojoules. During the cooling process, the fluid loses 500 kilojoules of heat, and the paddle wheel thus 100 kilojoules of working fluid. Determine the final internal energy of the fluid, neglect the energy stored in the paddle wheel. Okay, we begin by writing the given in the problem. So this is our system. We're given that initially, so U sub 1 is 800 kilojoules. We don't know U sub 2, okay? Then we have heat transfer. Heat is transferred from the system to the surroundings. So that's a negative sign for heat. Now we have work shaft. Okay, work shaft equal to 100. So this is the work, this is a work done on the system, and that's positive. We're being asked for the value of U2. For the solution, so by the way, one assumption is to neglect the energy stored in the paddle wheel. Okay, that's one assumption. And we begin by the general energy balance. Delta KE plus delta PE plus delta U equal to Q plus W. This is the general energy balance. So we can assume that kinetic and potential energies are zero. And as for this work, so this covers all the types of work in the possible in the system. Since this is a rigid tank, so note that there's a word rigid tank, so we can assume that well, of course there's no fluid flow, so there's no work due to flowing fluid, and there's no, also because it's a rigid tank, there's no work due to the change in the control volume. Okay, and therefore this leaves us with one type of work, which is the work shaft. Okay, so we don't have fluid flow work and control volume work, change in control volume work. And therefore, our energy balance simplifies to, okay, this delta U equal to Q plus double work shaft. And with that, we can expand this term U2 minus U1. Okay, we can expand the left-hand side of the equation. Got the work shaft, isolating U2 on one side of the equation because that's the unknown. Substituting the values, so we have negative 500 kilojoules. I'll not write the unit anymore. Workshop is positive 100 and U1 is positive 800. Okay, so when we add everything, uh, that would total 400 kilojoules. Okay, that's the answer for example 3. Let's move on to example 4. Liquid water at 180 degrees and 1002.7 kilopascal has an internal energy on an arbitrary scale of 762 kilojoules per kilogram and a specific volume of 1.128 cm cubed per gram. What is its enthalpy? For letter A. For letter B, the water is brought to a vapor state at 300 degrees Celsius and 1500 kilopascal, where its internal energy is 2784.4 kilojoules per kilogram, and its specific volume is 169.73 cm cubed per gram. Calculate delta U and delta H for the process. Okay, let's write the given. Given is liquid H2O. So let's assign all of this state as state 1 and then for letter B, state 2. So the T1 is 180 degrees Celsius, P1 is 1002.7 kilopascals, and then U1 is 762 kilojoules per kilogram, and V1 is 1.128 cm cubed per gram. For letter B, T2 is 300 degrees Celsius. Okay. P2 is 1,500 kilopascals. U2 is 2784.4 kilojoules per kilogram. And finally, V2 is 169.73 cm cubed per gram. We're being asked for letter A, what is H1, what is enthalpy, and then for letter B, delta U and delta H. Okay. So for the solution, for letter A, let's begin with the definition of enthalpy. So for enthalpy, remember that it's U plus PV. Okay, it's U plus PV. Then we substitute the values, the given values. This is U1 is 762 kilojoules per kilogram times P1B1. Okay, 102.7 kilopascals. So that is um, the pressure, and the specific volume is cm cubed per gram. So notice that the units are inconsistent. That's why we need to convert. And for the conversion, I'm going to use this one, but it depends on you. So 1 kilopascals is the pressure is force times area, right? So 1 kilopascal is 1 kilonewton per meter squared is 1 kilopascal. And then we have to convert the cm cube to meter because we want to convert the numerator to kilonewton meter, which is 1 joule, 1 kilojoule. And we have to convert the grams into kilogram. So let's do that first, converting the grams into kilogram and then converting the centimeter cube to meter cube. Okay, so let's check. Kilopascal will cancel out. Cm cube will cancel out. Gram will cancel out. So what's left is, well, meter squared will cancel out. What's left is 1 kilonewton per kilogram, and now it's consistent. That would be kilojoules per kilogram. So this is 762 plus 1.131 kilojoules per kilogram, and that is 763.131 kilojoules per kilogram. Okay, so that is for letter A. For letter B, similarly, we calculate for, oops, we calculate for H2 using the same approach. Okay, I will skip the details of the conversion, but I will leave it up to you. So this is, so substituting to 784.4 kilojoules per kilogram plus the given 15 kilopascals times 169.73 cm cube per gram. So please do the conversion on your own. And this would be 2784 plus zero point 0.4 plus the value is 254.995, and this is equal to, when we add it, 3,038.9595. 995. Okay. Hold on. Okay, so just a correction, this is 595, 595, and this is 3,038,995. Okay, kilojoules per kilogram. So now we can um, substitute the equation. Let's do delta U first. So for delta U, both U2 and U1 are given. I will not write it anymore. It's given. So the final answer is 2022.4 kilojoules per kilogram. Okay. And then for delta H, we solve this using the, so H2 and H1 we solved earlier. Okay, I will not anymore write the values, but the answer is 2275, oops, 2275.8 kilojoules per kilogram. Okay. And that's it for example number 4. Let's do example 5 next. Heat in the amount of 7.5 kilojoules is added to a closed system while its internal energy decreases by 12 kilojoules. How much energy is transferred as work? For a process causing the same change of state but for which the work is zero, how much heat is transferred? So there are two questions in the problem. Let's write the given. Given a closed system. So this is a closed system. Heat is added in the amount of 7.5 kilojoules. Delta U is negative 12 kilojoules. Okay, so for the required, we're being asked, let's label that the first question as letter A, what is work? And for letter B, if delta U is still negative 12 kilojoules, but work is zero, what is Q? Okay, so what is Q? For the solution, we begin with the general energy balance. As usual, delta U equal to Q plus W. We assume these two quantities are zero, so no info about that. So we're left with delta U equal to Q plus W. And Well, actually, we derived the general energy balance for closed systems. So it's just delta U equal to W. We isolate W on one side of the equation. Okay, and then we substitute the given values, and that is negative 12 for delta U, and Q is so minus positive 7.5, and the answer is negative 19 negative 19.5 kilojoules. So this is for letter A. For letter B, we're being asked for the Q if the same if delta U is the same and Q is 0. So um using the same energy balance, we now isolate Q on one side of the equation. Okay, but my work is 0 and delta U is negative 12 kilojoules. And this is the answer. That's it for example 5. For example 6, a tank containing a fluid is steered by a paddle wheel. The work input to the paddle wheel is 5,090 kilojoules. The heat transfer from the tank is 1,500 kilojoules. Determine the change in the internal energy of the fluid. Okay. So we're given W is equal to 590 kilojoules, and Q is negative. So heat transferred from the tank, kilojoules, negative 1,500. So we're being asked for the delta U. For the solution, okay, so we use the general energy balance for closed systems, then just substitute the values. And this is 3,590 kilojoules. Okay, so the first few problems are not difficult. That's it for example 6.